Welcome back. The practice of mindfulness is the main tenet of Buddhism. Mindfulness is the meditative awareness to consciously become more and more aware of the present moment. The practice of yoga is especially beneficial in attaining that state of meditative awareness. Couple that with beautiful and serene nature, and you are sure to have an amazingly blissful experience. Sadhana attended Yoga in the Park at the Johannesburg Botanical Gardens, and it was indeed satiated with Ananda.
I came to yoga by just being very curious about it, going through a bit of depression, and I found that it really helped me deal with my stress and my, issues that I had at the time. And then I fell in love with it so much that I thought I want to delve deeper into it. So I did a teacher training, and then I decided I will start teaching because it's just such a pleasure to share the knowledge and share the practice. And that's how I arrived here.
I heard about this class through a friend, so we started coming about the middle of last year, and we've really enjoyed it and kept coming.
It was hard when it first started, and we just feel like we're growing from strength to strength, getting stronger each time we come.
Stephen started a very small class, I think it was 2 years ago, once he graduated, and it started with 2-3 people, and because of this amazing, beautiful location, it started growing more and more, word of mouth. I mean, it's just a pleasure teaching and practicing. It's so stress-free. Sometimes you go into a studio and beginners are quite intimidated by the atmosphere. There's nothing different that we do here than from the studio, just because it feels like you're free, you can rest if you want to.
It's very different in terms of the pace and the sort of intensity of it, where it's sort of slow but very strengthening. So you're not moving necessarily fast, but you do feel like you are strengthening your body in each and every area.
But today usually we teach vinyasa, so it's flow. It's a bunch of sequences put together to kind of get your body warm. We start with a small relaxation guided practice. We go through the practice, we end up with a few stretches and more restful resting poses, and then we end in corpse pose Shavasana, which is a relaxation pose.
It's so easy moving, and you can do what your body feels comfortable with, which is easy for everyone, whether you're a beginner or advanced. It makes you feel comfortable in what you can do.
It's a root comes from Ashtanga yoga, where Ashtanga is more fixed number of poses and a sequence of poses. This is more free, so as a teacher you can create your own flow. The poses are the same, the principles are the same, but every class is different. You can combine the poses as you wish, depending on what you want to work on with your students. So that is the difference between like Ashtanga, which is more set in, it has a base practice, and it's a repetitive practice. You do that every day.
I wasn't sure what to expect. I'd never done it before, and I came along and it was a lot harder than I thought it was, but I've really felt stronger from coming to it, so I've enjoyed that challenge.
My posture's definitely improved since I've started, and I've used it in my classroom as well. So we talk about certain things when I'm teaching, and we talk about posture with my children as well in class.
You need to keep your knees bent. This is just one small part of what yoga means. It's just a physical practice. There's meditation, there's pranayama, there's so many other and also so many other kinds of physical practice of yoga, of asanas. Because how it took over in the Western world, this is the part that's become most popular. But we do try to integrate a little bit of guided meditation in the beginning and the end. Also mentioning, getting people curious about, because that's the part that actually makes people feel good. It's not actually the exercise, it's the guided instructions, the mindfulness of the movement. And that kind of sometimes sips into their lives and they get more curious. So you get a lot more students asking for meditation and mindfulness courses as well.
I struggle with a lot of stress and anxiety, and this has helped me a lot with calming and just dealing with that stress and anxiety better with the different breathing techniques and holding the poses in certain ways. I do feel like it's helped in that respect. Just amazing. Everyone really should give it a try. It's changed my absolute world.
I definitely feel calmer and more relaxed afterwards, and the weekends that I can't make it, I really regret not being able to come to the class.
Since I started yoga, I've went vegetarian, so I've changed it. That's one big change to my lifestyle, especially the culture. I'm Romanian, so where I come from, meat is the main, the main thing. And then I started slowly going to more veganism, raw foods, meals. So that's one part of a lifestyle change. It's also the mindfulness, compassion is also another kind of, I'll call it side effect, but it's actually what the practice is about, to myself and to others, which in the Western world, people put a lot of pressure on themselves. There are a lot of negative self-talk. So this is one of the practices that gets them more in tune with who they are, accepting, and then from there, obviously it goes to the others, you know, especially in Joburg, such a big city. It's kind of hard to form those connections, that compassion. We're so separate. So I think this practice sips into their life, goes into their life, and they become people. For myself, I become more mindful of others and more understanding of their circumstances or thoughts and less judgmental.